Hello, Internet. Welcome back to another episode of Exiles here on Game Nights. We're happy to have you with us. We're going to get started here real soon, but before we do, just wanted to make a couple quick announcements about some of the other things going on here. For this Wednesday, we're going to have another Wednesday off, so no Wednesday or Tidefall, but never you fear, because just the day after, on Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern, we have another episode of All Myths Are True. So definitely hop back on board that. We've got, as always, on Saturdays, we have the next installment of Saturday Nights. Do we have a set time for that yet on Saturday?
It should be at 3:00 Eastern time, but we will announce it if the time's going to be later.
All right, excellent. Yeah, so that's what's going on this week. But we have loads of regularly scheduled content all the time. We do tabletop games, we do video games. We also, not on Twitch, but we have podcasts as well. So if you're watching this on here with us live on Twitch or later on YouTube, check out our schedule on our Twitch page, which is twitch.tv/JGameNights. And follow us on Twitter and join our Discord, because there's a lot of talk going on there, especially if you like Pokemon, because our whole Discord is going haywire about Pokemon and all the pocket monsters. So if you're into that or into things adjacent to that, pop on over. But all that said, I think that we are ready to get back into it. Last time on Exiles, an intrepid group of 3 adventurers ventured out into the wastes of the Lady's Wake, kind of a desolate area that hundreds of years ago was kind of destroyed by a god queen and on a rampage to become the Highlander god, because there can only be one. The group found a sunken temple of Bashana, which was once a sort of prison for, I'll say, heretics, at least in the eyes of Bashana, because they were looking for a book with a particular name in it, because they heard a rumor that the God Queen herself, before she ascended, was once a prisoner there. And on their quest to discover her true identity, they have pushed their way past filled cells of zombies, ominous ghosts lurking in the walls, and the angels of Bashana herself stitched together in some diabolical abomination. But they are victorious, and they have the book in their hands. Which is where we'll pick back up. Hedrick, the cleric, has been, with a magical light, lighting up the pages, illuminating the words. You go over all through the book. Some of the pages themselves are weathered and damaged, but much of it is surprisingly legible and intact, though in a script a little bit. It's still the same language that you all speak now. It's just in the writing style and some of the some of the spelling is a little bit different than what you're used to, but still entirely readable. You go through the names and you realize that pretty quickly that there are a lot of names here, and without something to cross-reference against this list, it's going to be nigh impossible to figure out which one was her name. So it's like you have half of a puzzle here. What do you all do?
I do have a start of session thing that you wanted me to bring up at the beginning.
Continue.
Because my race, at the beginning of the session, the GM will ask you something about your homeland, why you left, or what you left behind. If you answer them, mark XP.
Okay, so that's the question I'm going to end up asking, but I'm going to set the scene a little bit more.
Okay, that's fine. I just wanted to remind you of that.
Oh no, that's I'm going to set up the scene immediately. Like, Skandar, you have been heavily wounded. What do you have? 1 HP, 2 HP, 2 HP. So you've been you have just large slashes across your broad chest, and I think the bleeding is under control, but as you're kind of lying there wounded in the dark, as your 2 companions are looking at this book, you think of home. Why?
I think it's probably as I am tending to my grievous wounds right now, and trying to do a little field medicine. I think about the last time that I was this badly injured, and it was I think it was a long time ago, probably on like his name day of becoming an adult, and he had to go through a rite of challenge amongst his people as their custom, to claiming their place in society, and this challenge is usually in the form of a contest between themselves and any who are like probably close friends or family that have already taken on this initiation, and it involves a righteous beating. And that's what probably the closest to death he ever came.
So is Skandar the name he earned, or did he fail to earn a name that day?
No, I think that is the day of. I think they claim their names that day, and I think he succeeded in his challenge, and he claimed the name Skandar the Extravagant as a result.
Gotcha. That seems fun. I will make a note of that. All right, awesome. As Diana slips into the shadows, or is there anything that Diana or Hedrick would like to do?
Hedrick's just kind of reading this, and I guess he's kind of looking for kind of like proof that the God Queen is bullshit, and he's just really cool. Like, okay, anything like even remotely incriminating, he's like, oh, I knew it. Like, cool. It's kind of like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Like, he's just looking for, like, he's going to find the answers that he's looking for.
Gotcha. Okay, I like that. I like that a lot. So I'll add a little bit more. Like, so it's this in this this ledger of names. You also see, beside the names, a list of their crimes against Bashana, crimes against the state, which are at this time one and the same. At least, well, I shouldn't say state, but against the this civilization, this kingdom at the time. And you also see like lists of penitents that they have to go through. And you also see results for a good amount of names. Usually most of the ones in the front half of the book. There's a result for all of those. And it's basically when they were discharged, either from after they paid whatever price Bashana demanded, and they left the temple one way or another. So you can kind of rule out half the book pretty quickly as who the God Queen might be. But with what you're saying about what you're like looking for, you kind of like, you can look over some of these crimes that these you can also rule out the male names that you're familiar with, I guess, as well. And strictly looking at the feminine names of this time, you look at their crimes and probably like, just like either like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of what you would be seeing that would be like, she's just a trickster and a hoax, and
she would be slacking on her tithe to Bashana. Oh, she would be doing this. Like, oh, yeah. What a rascal.
Yeah. Diana, what are you doing in this moment?
Probably making sure Skandar is still alive.
Oh yeah, do you point that out to me at all, that Skandar is grievously wounded? Because right over Hedrick's head.
I don't know. I would like to check on said barbarian.
No, I'm fine. Just a scratch, really. It's like the blood's pooling between his fingers, and it's like, I'm just gonna grab some dirt and just like rubs it on it. It's fine. It's fine.
That it looks pretty bad.
I've had worse. Glad we got our book though. Is it a good read?
Yeah, it's very interesting to say the least.
Hedrick, Skandar's bleeding out on the floor.
Yep.
Or the floor's just getting in the way of my bleeding.
And Hedrick walks over, book in one hand, raises his other hand, and just sort of like slaps Skandar on the back and casts Cure Light Wounds.
Excellent. Go ahead and
let me go ahead and roll.
Oh, good. This again. Can't wait for my paper cut to be healed.
All right. Whatever. You laugh now, but that's a 7.
All right. What is the result of the 7?
I get to choose one. You draw unwelcome attention to put yourself in a spot. The GM will tell you how.
Okay. Excellent. So you first off, I to further set the scene, after you killed the angels of Bashana, this room smells horrible. You're kind of like all in this like chamber, and like for the smell to escape, it has to kind of go up and past you, and so it is weirdly, the angel smells worse on the outside or inside than it does on the outside. Reference. So as you kind of channel this, almost pulling from like the soles of your feet, like from like the stones underground, like through your body, you channel in this healing magic into Skandar, delivering 5 healing
tasty healing right there.
There's a slight shiver in the temple, and down a few moments later, kind of back up the tunnel from which you came, a sound that echoes so much, like it seems like it might have happened quite a ways away. You're kind of like a highly reverberated clang. What do you do?
Diana, was that you?
What?
Did you hear the clang?
You also heard it. Yeah, everybody heard it. It was kind of like this loud,
echoing things again.
This loud, echoing clang kind of pushes through the whole chamber and dissipates over.
I don't clang.
I sense we are not alone.
Well, I think we should leave.
I was just getting comfortable. We should go.
You were dying on the floor. We should go.
He wasn't dying. He's fine. Look at him. He's fine.
Grab the book.
And yeah, Hedrick just kind of marches out with the book.
Okay, excellent. So, remind me, I believe Skandar was holding the torch. Did you drop that at one point?
I would have dropped it during the fight.
Okay. I think that it probably was dying while you're having this conversation. I'm assuming someone can pick it. I'm not going to cost another gear to get it back up, but I'm just saying, like, someone brings it back to life. Who's holding it now? Or do you go torchless?
I mean, my light functions effectively as a torch, so Hedrick seems he doesn't seem bothered by marching forward without a torch.
So with this divine light at the front of the group, obviously we're not going to do a grid, but so Hedrick is in the front, but any marching order besides that? Skandar, are you taking up the booty?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay. All right. Then and your panther thing is Daphne? Is that the name of it? Okay. And just kind of traveling at your side?
Yeah.
Okay. So you all push your way back up the incline of the sunken tunnel, back up towards the room of penitence, we'll say, where the torso and legs of the liberated corpse that Skandar took care of is still slightly swinging. And as you kind of enter into the room and the divine light kind of spreads out over and glistening on the rusted iron implements and the splintered rotten wood, you begin to hear a kind of strange giggling from different corners of the room as kind of once again those faces that you had repelled earlier, Hedrick, kind of slowly kind of peek in, and once you kind of turn your light on, they kind of back off, but not being almost like they're anticipating you trying to push them back again. But you know that you haven't done that yet, but they are respecting your space, I'll say. What do you do?
Do we just push on through, or are they going to give us... We also have the Can you do your thing again? Because we also have the people, the zombies in the cages outside. You're muted.
Oh.
Okay, good.
And Hedrick is.
I'm just mumbling to myself. Yeah.
The silent spell cast on Hedrick. Yeah. Oh no.
My religion is not a tool. However, this is a good idea, Skandar. And he'll fish out the little stone on a string, TM, and just sort of like some weird prophet holding his book that gives light and his stone that protects us from the dead. Hedrick marches forward.
Okay. All right, roll me turn undead.
Oh, brother. That would be... Oh, that's a skill. I'm still getting used to the sheet. That's an 8.
All right, excellent. So, okay. So, yeah, basically just as long as you hold it out, you're good. Mm-hmm. So, you all kind of stick close to... It's so nice that they have you here. This is so useful. They kind of stick close to you, Hedrick, as you push forward past the mocking spirits back into the hall where the cells were. And it's there you piece together what that clanging noise might have been as all the doors are open. And you push forward. There's the hallway is full, I'll say. And I'm just going to kind of... You know what? It's a little like, you know, like in The Walking Dead when they like put all the guts on them and stuff so they can kind of like go through the horde. It's a little bit like that. You're kind of getting uncomfortably close to this press of ghouls as they kind of give you a little bit of space as you push forward through the crowd, as if you're 30 years old at a concert just trying to go to the bathroom, and you just wade your way through, and they push back to the sides, gnashing at you with rotten teeth and sagging skin and rolling dead eyes. They gnash at you, but they're repelled by the energy pulsing through you. Again, with each step, you're careful not to let both of your feet leave the ground at any time. You stay connected to the stone, connected to the earth, and it just channels this wave in front of you. And what seems like a very, very long time, but in reality is just a few minutes, you push your way past the zombies and make your way back up into the atrium of the temple itself, back to that, to where you had found the hole with the rope leading down into it, if you wanted to return back to the desert. And you hear like the groaning zombies behind you. Like some of them kind of follow at a distance, but they don't seem to push any closer for now.
Well, that was easy.
Simple-minded creatures.
No, you don't have to talk about Skandar like that. He's right here.
Hey,
Wait, what about me?
Nothing.
Out. Need to probably make camp.
That's
not here.
Probably our best plan.
Yes. Am I able to seal the way that we came in?
Yeah, we can figure it out.
I was like fiddling with something when I opened a mechanism of some sort.
Oh yeah, of course. I think we'll just say that. Yeah, for sure. You can before they would get too close to where. Well, no, I'm gonna say two of them get too close, and you do the mechanism, and the door or the stairs that kind of appeared, they come back up and crush the two that had kind of gotten a little bit too close. But you hear the groaning just in a snap. The groaning seems to cease, and you can no longer hear everything that you know just beneath the floor.
Fools.
Fantastic. I need a nap and a meal. Do we have food?
I do not require sustenance.
That seems untrue.
Patently untrue.
Do you not? I'm curious.
Who's to say?
I'm pretty sure I saw you eat.
Was it a rock?
Fine. We will make camp. Enough of your incessant pestering.
All right. Do you all want to make camp within the temple itself, or do you want to go out into the desert to make camp?
I assume we've been out in the desert before. Was it better or worse than we're at right now?
Well, I'll say that. Okay, so you're in no immediate danger from ghouls. There are still spirits in this place, and they seem to be less hindered by walls. They got them wall hacks.
They're no clipping.
Yeah, just no clipping. But outside is not really safe either. There's no shelter out there, and there are creatures as well. So it's kind of whatever you feel the most comfortable with.
Do we remember on our approach if there was any caves or other ingresses on the way? How far away was it the last time we made camp?
We could do a discern realities to see. Does that apply? Or spout lore. Let's do spout lore. It's a little weird applying that, but yeah, let's do spout lore. Whoever wants to do that.
Does a ranger have anything for that?
For spouting lore?
Yeah.
No,
I could do it. It's just a flat 0 for me.
Unless
it's mine.
Unless anyone has like a better move suggestion.
No, I mean,
I could challenge the.
I think that they're
challenge the terrain to a fight. Is that what you were gonna say? Like my racial stuff is like specifically for undertaking a perilous journey, but it's not about remembering where things.
Well, let me change gears. Instead of doing that, instead of rolling for it, I'll just say that you did see a cave system earlier, but it was about almost a day's journey.
I don't relish the idea of traveling right at this moment. Quick power nap. Get everything moving again, and I don't know. I mean, I'm not the one that has the anti-ghost
it's
symbol.
About the risk that you want to take.
Ugh.
At least we know what's in here. Well, mostly.
I don't suppose there's any warding or anything we could set up to prevent the spirits from molesting us while we sleep.
We must remain vigilant.
Vigilance is my middle name.
Thought it was thee.
Vigilance was my grandmother's name.
Well, inside with the ghosts or outside with the animals?
Honestly, I prefer the animals, but...
Outside. The stones in this building have told us all we need to know.
Right.
All right.
We'll try to find outside something that
Some sort
could
of
potentially
shelter.
provide shelter.
Just an overhang
a
of
rock
some
face
sort.
or a lone tree or a cactus or a particularly dark spot.
I guess we can travel to the cave systems and hopefully we don't encounter anything between here and there.
It's a long way to go.
What are the odds, right?
That we will die? Extremely high.
Well, we can't camp in the desert. We might get caught up in a sandstorm or...
Well, we can't camp in here. We might get eaten by a ghost? What?
So, there we go. Only option. We hoof it.
This is an extraordinarily bad idea.
So what do you do? Do you leave the temple?
I guess we leave the temple.
Okay. All right. So you begin to make your way back up the vertical tunnel that you had shaft, really. I guess that's what that's called. Where you had lowered down the rope. You begin to climb up. Daphne probably does this very nice little jumping from impossibly thin, like goat jumping, just impossibly thin ledges, makes their way up. And I forget how tall I said it was last time, like 30 feet or so. But you make your way back up out into the desert once again, feeling the kind of dim heat of the mostly obscured ghost sun. There's a hazy sky that is ever present in this place. And you look out across the desolation as the ghost sun seems to begin its dip down behind the horizon. You got a few hours before it gets dark, though. You know that you need to go southwest to find that system of caves. And unless someone wants to do something beforehand, we can undertake a perilous journey.
That sounds like fun.
All right. So I'm going to pull that move up right now. So when you travel through hostile territory, you choose one member of the party to act as trailblazer, one to scout ahead, and one to be the quartermaster. The same character cannot have two jobs. If you don't have enough, then we can skip that. Each character with a job to do rolls plus wisdom. So who's going to be the quartermaster? You're kind of monitoring the rations and everything. There's a trailblazer that is actually kind of marking the path that you all are going to take. And the other one, the scout, is going to actually keep an eye out for trouble.
So this is the thing that I do have a move for.
Excellent.
When I undertake a perilous journey, whatever job I take, I succeed as if I had rolled 10 plus.
Fantastic.
Nice.
I would very much like for you to be the scout.
Yeah. It was either that or the trailblazer. I mean, to be honest, she's more useful than either of us.
Yeah.
So
and we do have, I mean, kind of speaking metagame for a second, I said I do have some rations. So if we needed to consume some rations today, I don't know if everyone does.
Turns out I do require sustenance and I do have rations.
If we did, I think I do, like, if we need to dip into some of our stocks and stuff, then that's one we could fail on safely.
Okay.
Excellent.
Which I have a +0 wisdom as well, so
Cool.
Well, wisdom is my modifier, so easy peasy. My spellcasting modifier.
Yeah, we got two wise kids over here.
So
Good.
the wisest boy.
All right. So the two of you can roll.
Which one do you want to do, Trailblazer?
Yeah. I can blaze some trails.
I'm assuming that's probably more important than the reducing the rations.
Yeah, you know, they're all wisdom? Yeah, okay. Ooh, 12. I blazed the fuck out of that trail.
Nice. Oh, I got a 9.
Nice.
420, blaze it. All right.
I succeed.
So, excellent. So, okay, cool. So yeah, this journey will consume 3 rations. But because Skandar rolled a 9, but for the 2 plus 10 results, Hedrick, I think as you kind of go through it, like these desert wastes, there's obviously, as you might imagine, a lot of sand, but there's also a lot of stone outcroppings that are like rising up from the sea of grit around you.
Stone.
And as you kind of go through, you and maybe in a way that your friends or whatever you might refer them as, your traveling companions, and what they're now used to you doing, and you kind of go out of your way to get close to each of these outcroppings and maybe just graze your fingers up against them or like touch them and stay for a while. But each time you do, you seem to change the course of where everyone's heading and make these slight adjustments. And the other two of you kind of notice that this kind of strange zigzagging pattern that Hedrick is taking through the waste. I'll say, Diana, you kind of looking out ahead and, to your sides and flanks, you see that you kind of almost supernaturally seem to avoid a lot of hazards. There are some really jagged rock outcroppings that you can tell would have been quite difficult to travel through. You see some sinking sands that you've also managed to find a safe path through. And while it might have been frustrating to follow Hedrick with his in his weird manner, it's starting to seem that maybe there's something to some method to his madness after all. But for your part, you also keep out a keen eye for any danger, and only a few hours into your journey, you've made considerably good time and are approaching the cave systems just as the ghost sun is beginning to fade away. And you see in the distance, catching in the dying light, you see a bit of a glimmer that moves across the sands. One point of light at first, but soon your eyes adjust and you can tell that there are several moving together in kind of a shifting way. Doesn't look like a natural, or in a way that seems slightly erratic. You venture a little bit closer to get a better look, and you see large, well, from a distance, you can tell that they're large. Yeah, kind of insect-like, ant-like creatures with silver or like almost like a shiny platinum carapace. They have saw-toothed mandibles and front arms that seem to dig across the ground as they kind of move quickly to and fro amongst the dunes. In the way that you've seen ants do before, as they seem to try to find food for the colony. They seem to be moving erratically, but also with a purpose. What do you do? They have not noticed you. You're kind of like at the edge of a dune, and they are several hundred feet away.
Backing up.
Those look valuable.
And they seem to be kind of, they're kind of in the foothills of the cave system that you're trying to get to currently. Just these three. They're kind of moving in a kind of like northeasterly direction.
Do you know what those are?
Oh wait, sorry, that's exactly towards you. Sorry, let me say northwestern. Yeah.
Very large bugs.
They look like they're made of some sort of metal.
I'm not sure I want to get close enough to find
metal.
out. We could go around.
They may fetch a good price.
From who? The trees? The
Well,
ghosts?
the traders. I mean, you do know that there are towns, people that with coin.
Mm-hmm.
Do they regularly buy bugs?
You were the one that didn't want to get involved in anything on the way. They're probably foraging or something. They haven't seen us. We could just let them be.
If I wasn't missing half the blood in my body, I might. Fine.
Shh.
Fine.
Diana, what's the plan?
I'm gonna watch them for another moment to kind of get a feel for where they're going, if they're sort of going off a different direction, and then try to plot a course like swinging wide around them, try to avoid them.
So you can certainly swing wide around. They seem to be kind of scouring the perimeter of the area in which you're going. But if waiting just just like 15 minutes, they kind of disappear over the dunes, moving in the northwesterly direction, and you can kind of cut around them.
Could I have I seen anything like that in my travels, or am I familiar with these creatures? You said they had like sort of a platinum exterior and they seem kind of blinged out. I don't know if maybe that's something that Skandar might have come across.
No, that sounds like a spout lore.
It does sound like a spout lore.
So let's go for it.
Sure. That's a 3, so I assume my brain explodes.
All right, so okay. So let's see what's the
racking up the XP.
So what was your, for me to think of a good way to respond to this, what was your goal in learning more about him? Like, what do you want to know?
Well, I'm imagining with these sort of mutated creatures and stuff that live in this region that some may have like different, I guess, growths or body parts or things like that might be valuable in trade, and that they're shiny and look like they're made of platinum. I think Skandar is thinking might be able to make some money off of those.
Yeah. So I'll say with a 3, you are watching a fortune skitter away. A fortune, Skandar the Extravagant.
Yeah.
Mark XP.
Yeah. Are we sure we can't just get the drop on them and as we go over the hill or follow them back to their nest?
It's your life.
I do not chase insects.
But money. We don't have very much money.
We don't need
I'd like to
very
not
much
sleep
money.
outside the next town that we come across.
We'll
I'd
find
like to
something.
sleep in it, in a large bed with feathers.
You're wearing what looks like a lot of money.
But this is my wearing money.
And also not really anymore.
No, probably not.
You'll find something else.
I imagine I have a lot of like fake jewelry.
Oh, so
like
you're
it's
a
gold
poser, huh?
I've had to pawn everything.
Like I said, it's your life.
Could we come back tomorrow and see if we can find the nest? I know I can't do this by myself. Not right now. That's why
Perhaps tomorrow we can take a closer look and see if they're really worth anything. But if not, I'm not in the business of getting in fights with giant bugs for no reason. I'll take a closer look tomorrow.
Just think about the stories, the adventure, the glory we could have.
All you're going to get out of me today is I'll take a look tomorrow.
Fine.
Doing my best to keep you alive.
So, disappointed, dejected, Skandar rejoins the two of you, and the party makes their way up into the kind of cave system, finding an opening. You check out a few and try to see which one might give you the most security and the most defensible, I'll say, and also give you the best vantage point to look out and see what's out there in the wastes. It takes you a little bit of time to find something like that, but you kind of saw it earlier in your travels, so it doesn't take you too long. But the night falls, and as the sun leaves the sky, and it's there, you kind of see kind of through the haze, you can still see kind of the scarred constellations that you've known all your life, that don't match up with the way the stars used to be before the God Queen. There are also what you know as the remains of the moon, or the moon bones of the moon, maybe something like that, as the moon itself has been kind of shattered, and there's almost like a shining like asteroid belt of moon chunks that is swirling around that you can see at night.
Damn, she really borked this world up, huh?
Yeah, she
Rude.
she doesn't she didn't half-ass it. She went for it.
Full ass.
She went full ass.
Yeah. So what is, as you all are kind of, I guess, getting your equipment together and making camp, Is there anything you want to do before we do the actual special roll?
I will. I believe it takes me. Pull it up right here. Yeah, like an hour or so. Just every morning he does this. He just kind of communes with his deity.
Okay.
Which just mechanically allows me to choose spells for the day, pretty much. So, in the morning, as we're readying ourselves, I would like to do that.
Okay. Good to know. Diana or Skandar, is there anything that you would like to do before making camp?
I think I want to take Daphne and just do like a quick look around just the general kind of like area where we are to make sure there's no like, I don't know, tunnels for giant termites to burrow through or.
Okay. Discern realities for me, please.
Okay. Does this count as scouting? Because I get a bonus if my pet is with me.
I'm gonna say yes, because I mean, so my hesitation was if the kind of scouting you're doing, looking for tunnels and stuff, if Daphne would be a help in that, and I think based on because you are looking for like kind of animal things, that Daphne can help with the scent and finding those things. So yes.
Okie doke. Let's see. Discern realities. So I add her cunning to my roll. What the heck is discern realities? There we go. And I get +2
Ooh,
from her.
All right, you can ask me 3 questions on that list.
Do.
You have a cunning. Daphne's pretty cunning.
Yep, that's the thing that she's good at. Other things, not so much. What happened here recently?
Okay, recently. I think so. I think if you recall, there were a group of kind of I forget what they were called, but there was like a scavenger people that you kind of tussled with on the way to the keep of Bashana. And you found some of their corpses in the temple itself. And they're kind of just kind of monstrous creatures that kind of wander around the area. You find some more of those remains. Or at least you can tell by the smell and the blood, but their bodies are gone. And judging by what you've seen earlier, those kind of insectile creatures, who have not been named yet, are kind of gathering food for the colony and dragging them away.
Okay. What here is not what it appears to be?
Let's say another question. I first, because I have an answer for that, but
let's see. 1, 2. Now, what should I be on the lookout for?
Okay, so these both kind of have the same. These will answer each other. So, what here is not as it appears to be. This kind of network of caves that you've discovered might be an old entrance to a colony of these creatures. You can tell from the prints and the attack on those creatures that it doesn't seem to be used that much. And you're assuming that the numbers of these creatures is numerous. Like if you're kind of assuming that they're like ants, then you assume that there's thousands of these things, and you don't see that many prints in the sand or any like scratches in the dirt, and like or in the scratches on the rocks. Most of them seem to be not fresh scratches. So actually, that's another thing. You do notice that a lot of these like caverns have like little tunnels that seem to be chiseled away by these creatures, saw-tooth arms and mandibles. So what's to be looked out is, I think, is just what you had seen outside earlier. Maybe you might be sitting on a hive, back door to a hive.
Okay.
So, I'm trying to think if we should. We'll take a break now. You all can just decide when we take watch who's going to do. I think there's like different roles for that as well, or for making camp. There's like a taking watch role as well. But we'll get back to that. Thank you all, everyone who is hanging out with us, and we will be back in a GT pop. So see you in a bit. Welcome back, Internet. Here we are at part two of Exiles. Yay, here we go. So, well, gang, we're about to settle down into a whole make camp situation. So we kind of rejoin the scene as the night has fallen. Diana has made some disturbing discoveries that this cave system that the party has taken up refuge in might be an underused, for the most part, but not quite abandoned entrance for a colony of terrifying platinum ants. So actually, I'm going to say, what are the names of these creatures? Skandar, you have enrolled the Spout lore. What do you think these creatures are called? And you don't have to be right.
God.
Just like, what do you think they are? And what do you?
Oof. What about just like alloy gnats? Alloy beetles.
Okay. Let's call. Yeah. We'll just call them out. I want to say beloys for some reason.
Beloys. I like that.
All right.
The beloy boys.
Beloy boys. So alloy beetle beloy boys. So you're Diana. You may not refer to them as this, but what Skandar has called beloys. You've made your discovery, and I assume you return to camp. What do you do?
I just want to tell everybody what I found.
Good. We won't have to go as far to find them. Camp here. You said this one looks abandoned. We'll just go down and reopen it tomorrow.
Well, I said mostly.
There don't seem to be any around right now.
All I'm saying is it doesn't mean there won't be some later in the night. So, eyes to the walls.
Vile creatures.
I have something that can help with that, though. It's a tradition amongst the Altani, and kind of similar to what you were doing earlier, Hedrick, and gets like the tip of his sword and starts writing like in the sand or in the dirt around the campsite, like puts these like symbols. It says they're fortune glyphs that we use and to ward off ill luck.
Do you think my prayers to my god are mere superstitions?
Yes.
And just walks away, grumbling, looking for a stick, which he still has not replaced.
Did I say something wrong?
I think you insulted his deity.
I mean, I insulted all of them evenly.
Well, you're not wrong. You know,
I'm not racist. I just make fun of everybody equally.
Also, for to contextualize this for the two of you, I think while you can tell that Hedrick obviously has some power, like you also know that like all the gods are dead. Like you know that's like just a common knowledge sort of thing, other than the God Queen. So it's like, of course it's just superstition.
He's got some magic power, and he's just pretending like it's somebody else.
Whatever helps you sleep at night. Your glyphs, I meant.
Oh, hopefully they help us all sleep. Well, good night.
Oh, right. So
Hedrick has pointedly holed up in a corner of the room farthest from Skandar, and is
all right.
sketching things in the dirt and just looking over his shoulder like.
And Diana is pointedly keeping her mouth shut.
All right. So, do you all create a fire, or what do you do to make camp? What does your campsite look like? This is just flavor. I'm just curious. Like, do you does it like bedrolls, like blanket?
Yeah, I feel like there's definitely a fire involved, and it usually Skandar probably regales us with some story of a glorious battle that he fought at some point. It's just kind of this unspoken tradition of like, oh yeah, like he's gonna get all comfy. Oh, did I ever tell you the time
Yeah.
So creating a fire is somewhat of a challenge, but not really a challenge. It's just different because there's no wood to be found here, but you are able to find dry brush around, so like tumbleweed sort of material, and gather up enough of that to have something that burns kind of quickly, and it dies out.
Yeah, it's
very
more
fast.
of a smoldering pile.
Yeah, there's more of just
junk.
like embers in a pile in a room that had given you temporary warmth, and now just like a little bit of a light that keeps things from becoming too bleak in the darkness here. But it has a smell, I think. The smoke of this thing kind of fills. Diana picked a good cave for this. Actually, the two of you found a good cave where the ventilation is good. So it's not uncomfortable, but it does have a pretty strong scent. Okay, so who, if anyone, is going to take watch?
I'm more than willing to.
I'm going to.
Now you can do watch order. Are all three of you going to take watch during the night?
Yeah. I think Hedrick would. I don't know. I feel like he would be up doing praying stuff at some point.
Okay. So do you want to wake up early in the morning or do you want to like stay up?
Yeah, I think he would wake up early in the morning.
Okay, we'll put you at last. Who's gonna take first? I feel like Diana should take first watch because she's probably the most on edge, and Skandar is probably the sleepiest.
Yeah,
yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
I don't do watch unless somebody asks me to. So if somebody kicks me awake to take a watch, I will. If not, I'll sleep through the night.
It's more or less how Hedrick functions, but it's just kind of an understood thing when he wakes up. Yeah. I'll keep an eye out, but he's really praying. Like
okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna just have the two. I'm gonna have Diana and Hedrick roll to take watch. We'll just do Diana because we might not even get to Hedrick. We'll see.
No.
Thanks.
So
Diana, I think your watch is gonna be great.
So when you're on a watch and something, and something approaches the camp. All right. Well, I'm just gonna have you roll and then I'll let you know.
Okay.
Dope. What do we roll?
Roll plus wisdom.
Aha. Oh, hee. 8.
Mine didn't roll.
Partially wise today.
There it goes. Wow. 5.
Okay.
I told you it was a 5 out of 5. What a great watch.
I'll wait to update my HP until I'm sure.
Oh no, it's probably
2.
best.
Yeah. Okay.
Looking forward to having that sweet 18 hit points.
Okay.
You could have rolled.
So it says, on a miss, whatever lurks outside the campfire's light has the drop on you.
Great.
So this, luckily, you all are not really armor dependent and all that stuff. So I don't think it'll hurt you quite as bad. However, I do want to kind of in fiction, I would like Diana for you to kind of describe where this 5 comes from. Like, for being paranoid, how are you? Why'd you miss what is coming?
Jeez.
Do you have like an introspective moment and like get lost in your own thoughts or something?
I mean, I think she's tired, dude.
Okay, yeah, it's been a long day.
I think it's been a really long day, and she didn't even want to come this far.
Yeah,
to camp.
True.
So I think it's been way too long of a day, and this is what she was afraid was going to happen. But I think she probably is not paying as good of attention as she usually does because she's exhausted.
Okay. So. Okay.
She's trying.
All right. You're doing great.
And I mean, no. Oh, XP.
All right. XP, yes. Oh, gosh. So, well, okay. So, I'm trying to think.
I don't like this.
Let's see. So you're in the corner. Skandar, where were you in the cavern? Who was closest?
On the floor.
Okay, on the floor. Cool.
I don't know.
All right, this is what I'm gonna do.
I'm probably leaned up against the wall, sleeping.
Okay.
From wherever we're at, because I see we didn't make camp like in the middle of the.
Right. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have you all roll flat D12 or D6, 2d6. I mean, no mods. We'll say
9 from your boy.
So 9 for Hedrick, 8 for Skandar.
4.
All right. Okay.
Fuck.
So,
going great.
Diana.
Do I get XP?
I was wondering the same thing.
That's such a good.
I was like, does it?
Yeah, why not? Why not?
Yeah, all right.
Why not? So,
I live to spend it.
You
what are the
nod off for a moment, and a moment was all it takes for this kind of sawtooth arm to reach out and snap around your ankle and start dragging you quickly through the sand. You let out a kind of cry, stirring the other members of your party awake. Can you roll me a d6, please?
One.
Okay. You only take.
My lord.
So you only take 1 damage.
I have armor.
Does this ignore? No, it doesn't. All right, so it just snaps around your boot and it painfully snaps around your ankle, but it doesn't quite puncture through your leather boots and do any damage to your flesh. But you are quickly being dragged through the sand into the dark, away from the fire. The other 2 of you wake up for this. What do you do?
Hedrick, getting up and dusting himself off, looks pointedly at the runes on the ground, back at Skandar, and narrows his eyes.
So I think that, you look at the runes, and there's a drag mark of Diana being pulled right through them, kind of like disturbing all the marks. You see Scrabble marks through them as well.
Was it me? And Skandar grabs his sword and starts just running after Diana.
Okay. Okay, you start your pursuit. I'm gonna. Okay. What are you gonna do, Hedrick? I'll come back to you, Skandar.
That is a good question. I am going to fucking panic.
Okay, if you could roll me panic.
So I guess a better question is, I assume that if I did not yet take my watch, I have not yet communed and reset my spells.
Correct.
Oh, okay, cool, good. Are these beetles alive, would you say? Or could I maybe speak with dead?
If you wait just a little while, you can speak with dead.
Okay, final stupid question. Anything that maybe suffices as some sort of a weapon in the nearby area, or am I just useless?
I do not know. You could probably grab some, like a rock. I don't know if Skandar has extra weapons on him.
Never use
Sully a rock. Okay.
I don't.
You have my spear.
Oh yeah, she gave you your spear.
Oh, that's
I just remembered.
Right. Oh wow, I'm glad somebody did. Wow. All right. Yeah. So I'm gonna pick up the spear and charge after. I'm gonna follow Skandar, grumbling as I go. So do we see Diana or
I think you hear her.
Okay. Yeah.
You don't see her, and actually, she gets pulled deeper into the cave. And you begin to chase after her in the darkness. Okay. Do you want to do your light thing to kind of shot thing, or are you just gonna
yeah, no, if it's dark, I think I'll imbue the spear with light.
Oh, awesome. So you with a moment, just the tunnel just kind of lights up with this kind of divine light. Thanks for the bits, LB. Hack 'em up. Thank you.
Oh, LB.
Mucho appreciato.
You're so swell.
Awesome. So Diana, as this thing like grabbing around your ankles, you see like this light kind of flare up towards where your head, like back towards your head, as I just kind of like getting buffeted around the ground. I'm gonna have Skandar, now that you can kind of see the this creature, the light is kind of flickering off of its metallic-looking carapace. What you're running after it, you're keeping pace with it, but what are you going to try to do to stop? You're not really gaining ground on it.
Kind of what I imagine doing if the one that's dragging Diana if she's like being dragged feet first, is I wanted to leap forward and kind of grab onto her arms.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, I'm trying to. Okay. So, let me look at defend roll. I'm trying to.
I was thinking either defend or defy danger using strength.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I'll do defy danger strength, but it won't be like danger against you. I think that's how we'll interpret it.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. Roll. Just making sure I didn't have anything to add here. I do not, unless this goes bad, I guess. Oh, that's a 10.
Oh, so good. All right, so you do what you set out to do. You grab onto her. I think. Well, so I will say that the threat doesn't. It's not that it doesn't quite come to bear yet. Well, the threat is her getting pulled into the there are some tunnels they can just slip into, and then she's gone. And so that threat doesn't happen. You grab onto her, and then you kind of find purchase with at first your feet or your heels are kind of digging into the loose sand. It's taking you a while to like slow down, but then you find purchase in some of the rock outcropping, and then you just like pull back, and Diana, your just arms kind of like almost pop out of their sockets as like Scanner just pulls back, and you know what? I'm gonna have you do Defy Danger Con, as a barbarian is on one end and this massive beetle is on the other, both of them pulling you in two different directions.
And I can't shoot either of them.
So Defy Danger Con.
This is fine. I can handle
Well,
this.
that's a fucking 5.
Oh my god.
Are you okay?
No, I'm gonna get ripped in half, Rob.
You're gonna level up first.
Okay, so
which half of you levels up?
Okay, roll me a D2.
Oh, brother.
Well, that's a 2.
Okay, your dominant arm is popped out of its socket, dislocated.
I still might feel that or hear that.
Yeah.
Oops, sorry.
So, and what's that?
Damage?
Just your pride.
You're gonna take D4 damage. We'll just do D4, and then I'm also gonna give you Okay, so you take 3 points of damage.
Assuming that ignores my armor.
It does ignore your armor.
My armor.
I'm trying to think if this has make you. I'm gonna give you like a condition.
Okay.
There's weak and there's shaky. One does strength, one does dex. I think it's just gonna be. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna say it's conditional. Like, depending on what you're going to try to do, it might be just a -1 to your roll or -2. Like, if you try to do your bow with 2 arms, that's going to be difficult, essentially.
Okay.
Also, I think your Daphne's like kind of racing after you as well. Like, while this is happening, I need to not remember or not forget that she exists. And so she's also kind of grabbing onto you.
Okay.
Cool. So your dominant arm has been dislocated. And Hedrick, you start to catch up. Skandar, you're holding on. You're kind of like in a deadlock with the Beloy. I'm going to give Diana the first chance to do something right here. And then we'll...
Okay. It's got one.
There's not a lot you can do, I guess.
I'll think of something.
But I just want to give you an opportunity to do something.
It's got one of my legs.
It's got one of your legs.
Okay, I'm gonna take my other leg and try to use the heel of my boot. I'm gonna try to swing my leg in and try to crunch its ugly claw in between my feet and make it let go.
Okay, so that's gonna be a Defy Danger Strength.
Oh, good.
There won't be a negative on this because it's your legs.
Well, there will be, but it's just my modifier.
Okay, well,
that's a 4.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Hey, bye guys. It's time for me to die, I guess.
Are you rolling 1 or 2? Dice.
I'm really clicking my sheet.
Okay.
Shit.
I mean, I'll just.
I
say
have double
this.
the XP I started the session with.
Yeah.
So
Every fucking roll.
You kick at it, and it kind of adjusts its jaws and grabs both of your legs, and then Skandar, it begins to actually it with this kind of renewed purchase, it kind of gets you out of your footing, and you start to begin to slide again. Hedrick, or either of you actually, what do you do?
Hedrick, do something.
And he'll run up to the beetle and attempt to stab at it with the spear.
Okay. Roll me a hack and slash.
Okay. That's a 9.
Excellent. So go ahead and roll your damage.
Which is what was your spear's damage?
Well, we're just you just go by your class's damage.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I still have not used a physical attack. Pardon me. Oh goodness. Oh, is it on my sheet?
Yeah, it should be on
I'm
your
a
sheet.
dumb. It is a D6. Okay, cool.
Awesome.
Sorry. That's a 6.
That's a good
Nice.
roll. So
somebody has to roll.
Yeah.
all right. So you stab into this creature, and it takes actually the point in the spear. It takes some doing to. It just kind of it slides across the carapace for a bit, and then you manage to get it right in between a fold and deliver this blow. You deal 2 points of damage to this thing.
Oh boy. Cool.
But it screeches, releasing Diana's legs, and then snaps out at you with a kind of praying mantis arm,
Yeah.
or like from what's it, Starship Troopers sort of thing. Can you roll me a d6?
Sure. It's a 5.
As it stabs into you for 5 points of damage.
I have chainmail, so that's
it'll-
1 armor, so 4.
So 4 points of damage. All
Okay.
right. So as this thing is kind of releases Diana and is engaged with Hedrick, what do you do? Skandar, I guess.
I guess I wanted to use that opportunity now that Diana's free. I will let go of her arms. Both of them working or otherwise, and I will try to use the distraction of Hedrick stabbing at it to kind of flank alongside of it, the creature, and then just bring up my greatsword and just try to bring it down right at the back of this thing's, like wherever its head meets its back carapace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roll me a hack and slash.
Okay, come on. All right, that's a 9. I guess that could be worse.
All right, excellent. So go ahead, roll your damage.
Okay. That's 9 points of damage.
Ooh, chunky. Actually, yeah, that is, as your blade comes down, you hear, or you see like the carapace like crunch underneath your blade, and the actual shards of the carapace crack in and stab back into the creature as your blade carves through halfway through the creature itself, and the front half just slumps forward, pitching forward, and like as this kind of gold and silver juice begins to out into the cavern, illuminated by Hedrick's divine light, and you slay this creature. Excellent. As it ignores 4 points of that damage, but 5 was enough to finish it off. Excellent.
Well, I guess we got one.
Excellent. Good work, Diana.
Hedrick, grumbling, goes up to Diana and will cast his light wound spell. Oh, that's a 7. Oh, brother.
Okay, choose one.
Oh, Lord.
Please don't draw attention to us.
I'll take the -1 ongoing because I figure I'll be communing in the morning.
Okay. Yeah, that's smart.
I'm trying.
All right, so go ahead and heal. I'm gonna say that. Does anyone have? I'm trying to think if there's any rule for popping an arm back in the socket.
I'll do it.
Hey, that's a fat 8 there for you.
Oh, nice. So you can get the hit points back. Your arm is still dislocated, though. I'll say, unless I'm trying to think of the right role. I kind of like maybe like either a defy danger wisdom, Dinah, if you want to pop it in yourself, maybe, or you could have someone else. Like I'll let anyone do a defy danger wisdom, and try to pop it back in for you.
If Skandar is offering, I'll do it myself.
Could I aid in the role with my considerable strength? Or
I'm trying to think how.
Well, she sort of like talked me through it and gave me the directions to.
Oh, so that's how you're thinking it, Diane? Is like just like you're gonna have Skandar do it, but you're gonna talk him through it.
Oh no, I was just being a jerk.
Okay, she can do it. I thought I might be able to help since it's kind of my fault.
You can try. I guess.
Well, you saved her life though, and arguably you saved her life. So
she won't see it that way, but
no,
she might.
She might. So Diana, I'll let you do either wisdom or con for defy danger and pop that thing back in.
Guess I'll roll wisdom. Do you want to help or?
I mean, I'd like to, but if you don't need it, then.
Well, here's the thing. Have you seen all my other rolls?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Surely your luck's gonna turn around now.
Sure. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I'll let you help.
Okay.
If you want.
Okay. So, we'll say with either encouragement or like helping you brace for it, like Skandar is able to kind of like help Diana kind of, or maybe just like holding the arm. I don't know. There's something that happens that Skandar does that helps Dinah as she tries to put her arm back where it needs to be. This is kind of
great. That's 12.
Hey, look
I
at
didn't
you
even
go.
need it.
very good. So, Dinah, you want to describe what it looks like when you kind of pop this thing back in, or do you do the whole thing, or you just jam your shoulder against the wall?
Probably not against the wall. So I'll use Skandar.
Okay, yeah.
I'm gonna brace. I was just say, stand right here, don't move, and I'm just gonna brace against him and just and
there you go.
Force it back in.
There's a
Did
pop
you do
that
it?
happens, and there's a brief amount of pain and or brief like sharp pain, but you push through it, and you're gonna be sore. But you've got motion in your arm again.
Yeah.
Good.
Still attached. So. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Now help me drag this body back to camp.
Both of you.
I don't chase insects. I don't drag insects.
Then I guess you don't borrow weapons either.
I still need a stick. And he will help drag the bug reluctantly.
All right, so you drag the bug back to the dead fire of your campsite. Successfully. So, what is the plan?
I mean, should we continue the watches as we had intended? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my plan because I still need to do my little prayer.
Okay, so so you all go to sleepies, yes? Or is anyone watching? Diana, do you try to watch again? Or are you just gonna like go to sleep? Try to go to sleep.
Oh man.
I feel as though she's done her job.
No,
I think
she's done. Yeah, I think
right,
she's like, well, if I die, I want to die in my sleep at this point.
So we'll say that I'm gonna have you roll. Well, all right, I'm gonna have you roll take watch, Hedrick, but as Diana and Scanner fall asleep.
And that was,
I believe it was.
Oh, it was a wisdom. Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
That's a 10. He's done it.
All right, excellent. So, I think there was a couple moments when you thought you heard scritching and the echoing scritching in the distance, but nothing seems to approach the campsite until the morning, when you are able to kind of commune as the ghost sun begins its rise back into the sky. You commune once again with that force, that spirit. What does that look like?
So Hedrick kind of he takes out his holy symbol, and Hedrick is a very like twitchy, ragged looking man. He is often it looks as though he's not at peace with the world ever at all, and this is probably the one time that he kind of like calms down, and he seems to just sort of breathe this single he does like a single exhale, and he seems to be at peace, and he lightly traces his hands along the symbol, not really making any sort of specific motion. It's not like he's tracing runes. He's just sort of like feeling it and centering himself on it, and yeah, he just sort of offers silent prayers, it looks like. He doesn't say anything, he doesn't mouth anything. He just sort of looks like he's meditating. It's the most peaceful that he has ever been. And then he'll open his eyes and go back to being fucking nuts all the time.
Perfect. All right, so the rest of you wake up. Those of you who have lost hit points, you can now restore up to half of your hit point total.
Is that rounded up or down?
We'll round up.
Okay.
Always round up for players. And then
does that count for me because I rested earlier, or like are we considering this whole thing?
Yeah.
A rest, okay.
Full rest.
Cool.
If you have enough XP to level, you can also have level during the sleep. One off. Ooh, snap. Well,
what is it? 8 before your level?
7 plus level, so 8 for us.
7. Oh, okay, that's what it was. Nope, not quite there yet.
Okay, so as you all are kind of gathering, I think you all kind of decide what your next move is going to be. I think I'd like to actually suggest maybe something as you're thinking about this ledger with basically a large list of names. You think that maybe getting an idea of a second record to cross-reference and see if you can find a name that matches, or I mean, hopefully just one. That would be easy, but there might be several. But if you can find some way to kind of throw out some of the other narrow your search. That's all I'm trying to say. So I'm trying to think. I guess probably maybe the best place to go for that might be back to the village at the in the wake where you had got your this last quest from Matzo. Maybe returning. Matzo Delati, maybe returning to him and trying to find out another piece of the puzzle would be the best.
What was the name of the village, or do we have a name for it?
I would you, if you want to volunteer, you are more than welcome to. Yeah, I just said it was a village within the wake. That's all I said. It doesn't have a name currently. But I'm open, and y'all in the chat, if you'd like to offer a name, this is your chance to put your stamp on this crowdfunded adventure.
I don't know why it popped in my head. I just thought of just Drift as the name for a small kind of
just Drift.
Just Drift.
Yeah. I'm down.
Perfect. All right. So
Driftwood. No, Drift. We'll go with Drift.
So in the village, Drift. Matzo Delati.
The absolute ledge.
I suppose we have to get this back. The book, to the person that wants it, that's paying us for it. It's paying us for it, right?
I don't work for free.
Good, neither do I. Speaking of which, I turn back towards the Balloy carcass. And I want to knock on the shiny part and see if it's actually valuable.
Okay.
Oh boy.
As you inspect it in kind of the light of day, it's definitely not actually platinum.
Damn it.
It's just an iridescent beetle.
Yeah, it's just an iridescent beetle. However, it's not without its value. It did take some doing to crack through its shell. It's very durable substance. Not quite a metal, but it is very durable, and maybe it might have some value to some collectors, or maybe artisans of some kind might want it, but it's not going to bring you platinum prices. That's for sure.
Well, maybe we can sell it.
Yes, find somebody who will buy a bug.
There might be somebody who would buy parts.
An alchemist, perhaps?
Perhaps. Or a collector.
Or a
Somebody
weirdo.
looking for a beetle costume. I don't know. People buy all sorts of weird things.
collection. It's silly. He mumbles to himself as he inspects stones on the ground.
I will pull out my dagger from my boot, which I didn't realize I had until I checked my inventory again. But I stand by the fact that Skandar wouldn't consider this a weapon.
Thinking I have it.
Why?
Hedrick has
Diana would.
Because Hedrick has my spear.
Do you need it back? I can give it back.
No, I super don't.
Do you need to cut something?
No, go ahead.
All right, I will. Starts cutting away at the beetle carapace.
Stop making the things I say out of character in character.
Everything is in character.
So I'm gonna say if you can give me a.
Oh God.
I want to say defy danger or wisdom. It's not. There's not actually gonna be danger.
Okay.
The beetle explodes.
It's
like, wait, is it acidic?
It's not that kind of danger. The danger is like losing valuable
Monetary
parts.
loss. Okay.
Yeah.
That's the greatest.
That's the
danger.
real danger.
Actually,
Yeah,
can I use my Herculean appetites roll on this since this is in direct pursuit of that?
Can you explain?
I get to roll a d6 and a d8 instead of 2d6 when I'm pursuing my Herculean appetites, which are specifically riches and property and fame and glory.
Sure. Yeah. Why not? Yes.
I chose these instead of pure destruction because I thought it would be more exciting than being like every time I smash something, I get
It's
to roll.
so funny. Every time there's like money involved,
It's really
like,
focused.
Real focus. Okay, yeah.
With
go
wisdom,
for
you said?
it. Yes.
Oh, fuck.
Wait, was that with a
My
D8 too?
Help.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, it was.
Ooh, sure.
I also rolled lower on the D8, so there's going to be a complication either way. But
yeah. Okay. So. Yeah. So here's what happens. Doggone it, there was an acid sac in there.
No.
But it doesn't it doesn't like spurt out upon you, but what it does do is it dissolves your dagger and most of the innards, and they just kind of leak out of the cracks in the carapace onto the floor as this sack gets split open, like one of those episodes of Grey's Anatomy, and you can't recover.
the ones the Beatles.
Yeah, the ones Beatles. So unfortunately, you lose anything that you might have been able to sell for an alchemist from within the beetle. It's ruined. But you still have access to like some of the plating. Like the carapace itself, you can probably still sell that. But the like the items that are more probably have a higher value because they're harder to get to without rupturing the acid sac. You unfortunately you lost out on those.
Well, shit.
Mark XP though.
Yes. And that was my favorite dagger.
You still have the handle, I think.
You didn't even know you had it.
Those are the best kind of daggers. Changing dagger to dagger handle.
I am going to need one of you to not break all your weapons.
I still have my sword.
For now.
Nothing is going to happen to my sword. I would die.
Is it your favorite
Next
sword?
week on Exiles,
That was your favorite dagger.
Skandar gets a new sword. Oh.
Aw, nuts.
All right. So, Here's what I'm gonna do. You all kind of gather up the rest of the beloy, the carapace, and kind of tie it up with some like makeshift leather straps, and Skandar kind of carries it in a bundle. You make your way back to Drift. It takes about a day, but the area closer to Drift is not nearly as treacherous, and you make it there with no complications. However, as you arrive outside of the village, you all notice flapping in the winds the banners of the God Queen. It seems that while you're away, the Blackbones have showed up. And we'll find out what happens there next time on Exiles. But thank you all so much for joining us tonight. We will be back next week at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Let's see. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for the new followers, and thank you for all the biddy boos from Greek Sid and from LB Hackemup. Thank you so much for all of that. We really appreciate it. We'll be back, the next show that's going to be happening on this channel is Thursday. All myths are true at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And then we have Saturday nights on Saturday, which won't be at night. It'll be 3 p.m. Eastern Time, unless that changes. But follow our Twitter or join our Discord to find out an update on that, if there will be one. And let's see. I think that's all I got for tonight. So thank you all so much for joining us. So until next time, good game and good night, Internet.
Night, Internet.
Good night, Internet.